play Quap in this many disables. That seems terrifying. That's like good for the lane. That Quap to me would feel like the puck pick that they went for in the very first game, where it's like, yeah, it's okay for the lane.
Ooh,
but then
you
what?
could Kunkka too. Not the greatest laning phase.
I feel like Kunkka gets destroyed by Razor.
I think they're just gonna like Lina or okay, Queen of
Pain.
Pain.
Quap. Yep.
Damn. Nailed that one.
Would you expect
Set
anything
you up,
else?
Well,
dude.
thanks, Kyle.
No problem.
How many of these picks did we predict, though, as a group? That was a lot.
That was a lot,
It was
actually.
like
It was like one of those win lane, lose game a lot. You've got this amazing early game, and then mid game is kind of wonky, and then 25 you're good again.
Yeah,
sometimes.
you just die on this hero between 15 and 25 minutes, and it just feels like your game's over.
Yeah,
That's
true.
kind of the problem. She's such a good hero until that point, but she dies in one fight, and that's what you were saying at the very end of the draft. That's why playing her into this many disables feels so dicey.
The other thing is that RNG, how do they take buildings? How do they take objectives? Like that.
Yeah, that was.
There's Centaur and Mass Serpent Wards on one team. The other team's got what? Slark hitting buildings.
Yeah, Slark getting a bunch of Essence stats.
I think a lot of what we've been seeing in these games is teams taking the laning stage advantage, but then getting a lopsided tower advantage. And even if RNG's lanes go all right, I don't see how they do that here. Oh my God! Look at Lanham. This is the most value build you'll ever see.
Yeah.
He's got 4 branches and 9 tangos.
Cool. Yeah, he's not playing Witch Doctor this game. Afu playing it as a 5.
Yeah.
Could really change how their lineup functions.
James hiding in the tree.
Why do you suppose they did that?
I think it's what Purge is saying, that the Witch Doctor isn't so scary against the Morphling.
Okay.
I think the Lion is much scarier, and I like the Lion with Farm here instead. Lion needs to get a fast blink for them to do stuff.
Yep.
He's a lot of their initiation this game. Like, they need Lion to have blink so that he can run around with Quap. Oh, all right, James takes a little bit of damage, but I mean, giving as good as he's getting. Mid lane, already the blink skilled up. So, not going to be... Zero damage static link. He blinked away and broke it instantly.
He got 3.
Did he?
Actually, yes.
Ah.
Big difference.
3 whole points. Thank you for the clarification.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Evens it up.
Oh. All right. They skilled Gush level 1. Morphling does have his waveform already.
That's
nice stun from Lanham.
That was crazy. I think that was
Man.
That was... All right.
He has just looked
Value
so good in
damage.
this series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man still got it. Well, we'll see what James can do here on the Shadow Shaman. He's been so on point with the rotations around the map on his position 4 heroes, except for the last 2 Ribbit games. So we'll see. Oh, Morphling getting going on. Not quite dead. They want the Gush waveform away just to make sure that last little bit of damage can't finish him off. Setsu probably going to go... actually, I don't know. How many points in Dagger do you think this game?
Probably at least 2. I mean, each point gives you 100 extra damage. I mean, he's not going to get outlaned deep last hit-wise because he's actually already losing 7-8 versus 2 and 5. But
that's insane.
But he can basically prevent static link from working. So maybe Dagger to win the lane otherwise. Does that make sense, right?
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, that's fine. Some people do get a lot of points in the...
Yeah, he's gotten a second note.
All right. Well, he blinks away, but there is a regen rune, so
well.
that's some value for him.
I mean, both players knew. It's just that as soon as Razor goes for it, Quap would just blink to have the lead, probably. So it's kind of like a guaranteed thing.
Morphling getting forced to use a
Waveform.
lot of mana for waveforms.
That's huge.
And is really getting pressure in this lane.
Yep.
Really the only card.
They're going on the Slark. Monet does not have the pounce away, so just damage coming in from 1, 2, 3. Didn't even pop the retaliate there. They're waiting for more stacks, and Afu is kind of obliging him by giving him those hits.
Man, these mid laners really trading denies.
They're really... It's a real slap fight.
That's insane.
Lots of regen getting traded out, but it is harder for XM to find an opportunity to salve, for sure. Like, needs to be careful. There could always be... Setsu's got the health lead now. XM needs to find a clean opportunity to heal up, and still has the Shadow Strike on him for a little bit longer. Setsu, he's looking for it. He's going in. XM, is he dead? Fairy Fire.
The
Fairy
tower.
Fire. Oh,
my
no.
God. Oh,
He got
my
500
Lord.
gold for that? Holy crap, dude.
Man.
How did he get 500 gold for that?
He's
winning the lane.
Yeah.
His team is slightly behind.
The kill bounty formulas, exactly.
Around
they
the
have
0
a
point?
discontinuity at 0.
Yeah.
And it's so bad.
Oh. Okay, does he take a bunch of damage? This is really smart. Bunch of damage from the neutrals, 1 hit from the tower.
So that way no
you
TP can come.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There's no way for anyone to really
The meta's
beat
evolved.
that. Yeah.
Razor's almost level 5, by the way. Quap just picked up her 4 at least, but she does have more regen in the lane, so here comes some. Yeah, here's another self coming for Razor, though.
And I really think that play was... It looked really good, but I think, he probably got maybe 2 unstable currents. Because when he blinked in, he probably popped one instantly.
Yeah.
And then it managed to go off again because he survived a little bit longer. Good job by XM just man-fighting, realizing that was the only way to go out here. He couldn't try and run. Oh. Morphling some strength. Getting stunned up. Alright, it's going to be okay. Oh, and they're going for the turnaround here. This is crazy, but it's going to be a kill. Alright, CDEC.
Wow.
And they kill Monet at top.
I heard Inkswell's a good spell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty good. Afu? Alright, no, once he's just going to cut his way out of here. I wonder if they should make this more than a 1-tree juke in this spot. Because it feels really... It's so easy to dive this this dire tier 1 tower. I guess the Radiant also have kind of... I think it's only one here.
To escape.
But...
I mean, if Dire gets dived, they could also escape that way too, so it'd be kind of a double-edged sword. Wouldn't even necessarily be Dire favored if you put an extra tree.
Yeah, that's true.
There's probably some other tree to get out. I mean, that was the best one by far, but yeah, you could cut a different tree to go somewhere over there. Almost Arcane Boots on Shadow Shaman, which is surprising. He's only got 1 assist, but it's almost got the money.
Just a bunch of passive gold, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't even pay attention. He picked up a bunch of bounties.
Yeah.
They got 3 bounties on CDEC. I
That
didn't even talk about that, but that was what was happening while the last little skirmish and everything was going on.
That was when all the heroes were getting
dying.
killed.
Yeah.
And they do, maybe not this early, they do give James a lot of resources. We saw a game the other day, they were on the Dire side, and he's literally farming the secondary jungle, as is Rubik, alongside the carry. They do prioritize getting him an early item like a blink or anything.
And this is like Fada strats. Just
Yeah?
get your Eye of the Storm right away and just use it to start farming some jungle. He knows he's in a matchup where he's not going to win the lane, but also Queen of Pain's not going to take his tower, so why not just maximize your farm? And Flyby Stead at bottom. That adaptive strike land him, trying to turn it around a little bit.
It's so hard to push the Morph, though. He's got 2 kills now.
Cool hero.
I feel Morph Pain coming.
Yeah.
I mean, Witch Doctor wasn't going to be able to beat him in lane. Line hasn't done it either. That kill that they lost, they almost killed him the one time, but he waveformed away. And now it's really tough. Even Monet's having trouble. It kind of just looks like... I mean, CDEC's up by 2k.
Yep.
7 minutes.
Yep.
Looks like it's going to be a stomp, but I mean, who knows? Maybe they can get some return kills and catch back up.
Setsu's got to go off. Like, they need to find some kind of a TP opportunity. I think the best thing that they could do is, like, Lion comes out of the trees. They somehow... If they can disable Morphling before he starts the morph, then Setsu TP's in and finishes him off. But they're going to have to kill this Morphling a whole bunch. The other lanes are hard to gank. Centaur's tanky. Razor's pretty tanky. I don't know what they do.
It's tough because, unlike the last game, they have tools to deal with the Queen in this
Alright.
game where they just couldn't really threaten the sniper at all.
Wait, so Afu TP'd in. He didn't TP from base. So no bottle refill. They just wanted this kill potentially. Can they actually get it? XM a little bit low. He's actually got Tranquil Boots on his Razor.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. It's basically like offsetting Queen of Pain's early skill build.
Yeah.
With all the dagger levels, that he can just stay out of combat a little bit and heal it back up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Regen.
I like that. And yeah, he's just jungling. Okay, so he stacked the medium camp for himself. Didn't quite get the big camp. Oh, Slark.
Actually, I think it's completely fine to go Tranks too. It's like the Razor's a hero where the boots option is really flexible already. So it just kind of comes down to what's going to fit your game best. He doesn't lose that much by going Tranks, so.
Why do we not see more Lion, guys? I think this hero is really good.
I wouldn't say really good. Disables are solid. His laning is like okay. I don't think his laning is excellent. His damage is like mediocre. His movement speed is low. His armor is kind of crappy. His raw HP is kind of weak.
Yeah, I think that's
all right. There
okay.
you go.
He's okay.
Laundry list of.
But compared to like Shaman and stuff like
oh, the Ravage.
There's going to be an Ink Swell. James kept alive for a little bit longer. Turns around for a nuke, but Lanham just auto attacks him down. There's another battle happening over here. Afu tried to come in for a D-Ward. Looks like he got it, but he did pay with his life.
didn't have a TP, I guess.
Where's Quap? Setsu's down here, actually.
Keep in mind they just knowingly ravaged for a support kill, which
Yes.
I think was fine considering they're behind, but it kind of shows the state of affairs. I guess killing Morphling with it is extremely unlikely too, so maybe not the worst. But
Yeah, it's never going to stun him before he gets a
right.
tribute shift off. So. Well, not looking great for our. Is Queen of Pain going to fall off? I mean, it does have 26 denies.
Well, let's check on the net worth because
that's true. Let's get off this.
A lot of regen.
Yeah, so XM's just been farming jungle the whole time.
It's fairly close,
Oh,
right?
They found him. Still only level 4 on Lanham. XM, they need some stick charges. In comes the Stampede. Lanham looking like they might be a little bit dead. They do know that Setsu's coming over here. And
Oh, this is the kill maybe that you wanted for Queen of Pain.
well, he needs to do something, that's for sure. Is he going to get denied, though? XM's hanging around. Oh, Shadow Strike's still here for a little bit. One more hit, and okay, not quite. And Setsu actually wanting a little bit more. Pops the stick charges.
This is not a great
Setsu.
idea. Okay.
Gotta be careful. There's the Sonic Wave and the stun from the high ground.
Oh, nice.
what was that,
All
Nahaz?
right.
What did you say?
Well done.
I thought it looked bad too. Like once he blinked to the left, I thought it was over. It looked to me like it was I overcommitted, didn't work out. But the wand and the ulti, that was a huge kill.
How'd the bounties go? Eve, Flyby, James, and 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, and they've got some deep vision in the.
That one was placed while Razor was running to the right from the Mud Golem camp because otherwise they were about to run out of vision. So it wasn't. It's fine. It's definitely gonna help a little. Sentry for Razor to places when he's not gonna find anything.
No, doesn't even get the
Opposing Sentry.
Quap is ahead now, by the way, by just a little bit on Razor. So pretty much even. You could argue that with his Tranquil Boots, she's maybe a little far ahead.
They see the Grimstroke rotating up into top, and Monet wants this permastack. He's going to get it. First one of the game. They do deploy the Mass Serpent Wards up top. This is still my concern for RNG. How do they take
towers.
the buildings? Stun onto the Centaur. There's the Maldic plus the Death Ward. Lots of damage. Not even going to use the finger. They actually want James. He's fighting with his Mass Serpent Wards. He does have some tangos to try and juke this one out. Actually goes around for the hex.
What?
Wait,
What was that?
Did he hex the creep? Or something?
You mean Shackle?
Shackle.
Something weird happened.
Something not quite right happened there.
Man, I thought he killed Monet. I was like, oh my god.
What a play.
Yeah. Just makes it seem like he's going to go juke, but then he just runs straight at him.
Yeah, what
It's
happened?
pretty next level.
I'm hesitant to open the combat log, actually.
Yeah.
It's
Let's not invite trouble.
that sometimes causes issues. So, Morphling is going for a Lincoln's this game. Makes a lot of sense against there's like the potential for a Quap Orchid and Lion with the disables. So
Nice value.
They're going to smoke gank for sure. Yeah, they've got Finger of Death online. Didn't want to use the last fight.
Also, he wants to go shotgun for sure, right? Against the Slark and with the Grimstroke on his team.
Yeah.
Like, E-Blade is just too good. There's no real reason to go the right-click build at all.
I think they saw Queen of Pain scream mid, so I think they know there's a smoke gank coming. That was actually one of those moments that's just not worth it. Yeah, and look at Morphling. She wanted to push the wave out. She screamed it, and they're like, okay, obvious.
They really want to use the Finger of Death. And they've got Arcane.
Oh, they counter smoke. Here comes.
Running up the hill. Immediate finger. Does he get the stack? He does. Nice. XM still willing to fight Setsu. Blink away, trying to stay here, but alright, actually goes for the TP out. Suspected that James might be rotating into that fight and could not afford to get locked down.
That was like
and another sentry miss.
That was as good as it could be. Oh, mid lane. Centaur looks dead. He's got the hood.
Block the next tick.
Yeah. Okay, that'll save him.
Yeah, that'll save him.
That was some good damage, though. This is like the thing that keeps happening with Witch Doctor. It's like, that's a freaking offlane hero with a lot of farm, and that's a 5 support, and he just almost killed him.
Forced him back, yeah.
Just with levels. That's all it
he
takes.
had to pop Stampede to save
That's
himself.
a good point.
as well.
Yeah. It's insane what that can do.
Later on, though, I think the Witch Doctor is just going to become food.
Potentially, yes, but that's for what that does in a game is incredible. That never happens for any other 5.
Slark's got his Midas. Oh, silence, stun.
So blind.
All right.
Quap going Eels first,
Alright.
by the way.
All right.
For what purpose though?
Well, it's another way to interrupt like a shackle and save yourself from the Phantom's Embrace, I suppose.
Yep.
Both of those seem good. And I don't know what build he's going to go for after that this game. What talent do you guys like this game? 10 strength to 25 damage.
On
the
Quap
Quap.
Strength.
I think if he goes Yules, maybe get the damage. But strength is definitely very good.
Oh,
I
can I get this
They
X?
got
All
him there.
right, they got him. Couldn't get the adaptive.
Did
Couldn't
you
get
see
the
how
attribute
greedy
off.
Sensu was? He was like, I want to Quap ulti this creep wave and the Morph.
And the
Yeah,
Morphling. Yeah,
like-
I noticed that.
I thought he was going to miss a little bit. Can you get the double here? Looks like it. No way. Big kills.
He needs. Yeah, I don't know if the Shadow Strike would have killed him, but TP. Oh, Setsu trying to
Oh.
fake him out, but they scanned him actually. They knew that he was there.
Okay.
But, all right, TP. Flyby. They are going to be able to take out this tier 1 tower. So finally,
Yeah.
they make some inroads on the map.
And that's
And- oh,
you see what they need to
Monet,
take those
he's going
towers.
straight for the Shadow Shaman. Here comes the Hex. Stomp follow up. He does still have the ultimate. Flyby's also here. CDC going to have to give up on this. They did manage to grab this bounty rune over here, but still going to end up being 2 for
Lanham
RNG.
about to last hit a tower bottom.
Nice.
285 gold in the bank. That is a huge amount towards his Blink Dagger. He's 3-1 of 5. Lanham has actually been just the MVP of the series so far, I think.
For sure.
Easily. Not even particularly close.
If he gets this blink and he's able to hunt the Morphling for a while, then
Oh, no, not the Observer Ward.
does that hurt you, Pritch?
Yeah, it hurts.
Seeing that
There's
Observer
so much stuff
Observer
there to
Ward
be
getting
dewarded.
dewarded.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you do see, unlike in the previous games, James's Shadow Shaman is neck and neck with the line. Does complete his Aether lines.
Yeah, doing well. He's got another set of Mass Serpent ones that he would probably like to use. I thought that they would be further ahead on towers, but RNG are just completely taking over the Radiant side of the map. So Afu, oh man, he has to watch as this half HP Observer Ward sits in front of him. Oh, that's so sad.
Painful.
So close, and yet
Is Morphling going to go Shrine? He is. Okay. Interesting.
yeah, you do have to be worried. Despite them getting that tier 1 bottom, you saw just how much they had to commit to go and get that. They needed the kill on the Morphling. They had 4 heroes down there.
Lanham's got another finger. And Setsu's got another Arcane Rune.
They know the ward's up there, so they can't really run straight in. But,
That's true.
good
Yeah,
try.
they have to kind of play around this little bit of vision.
This will be Blink Dagger for Lion.
Quap still not getting either talent, actually preferring to just get points up in the skills, get Blink up as fast as possible.
That makes sense, actually, because maxing out Blink is pretty important. Because you want to get the cooldown down to max level. It's the big negative of getting lots of Shadow Strike levels early. But I like how he paused at 3. 3 is definitely a good, happy medium. Serpent Ward's going down mid to try to pressure that tower a bit. Tide shifting over. Slark's still AFK jungling.
Yep. Oh, Blink in, stomp, silence, trouble for this Tidehunter, also being hexed up. They got an Ink Swell to follow it up. Lanham looking for their counter initiation from the side. He drops the finger. He will get that kill, but now he's being shackled, and the Tidehunter's also died on the back lines. Eve does not get either of these kills, and it's also James taking the tower last hit. And Afu actually got scanned, but he didn't plant a ward, so... Alright, just going to plant that one on the way out. They'll probably waste a sentry over here.
Yeah, 2 for 1 in a tower. That feels pretty good in a game that CDC was up 2K fairly early on. Looked like they were going to take control.
Only real benefit is they got Finger of Death charge for Lanham in the kill. So he's queuing up a Yules of his own, probably needed against Morphling, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Diffusel's up for Slark at least, so Slark's quite farmed, definitely most farmed here on the map. Morphling's not the best either, actually, right now.
Morphling.
Oh, no
losing
waveform.
some mana.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
this could
waveform's
be
on
it.
cooldown. Can they actually bring him down? He pops a stick charge, but he loses mana again. He
think
popped
he's
it a little
dead.
bit too early. Yeah, he's looking dead, but the Slark might also go down. He does manage to get the Shadow
dies.
Dance off. Queen of Pain comes in. Hex up from Lanham. They're looking for a little bit more. That's 3 dead so far. XM pops the BKB, but he only finds Afu so far. He's chasing off Setsu, but he blinks, and he's going to be okay. Lanham actually thinking about going back in. Blink back off cooldown soon. BKB is worn out. He jumps in. There's the stun. Setsu with the follow-up. Do they have the damage? Stomp counter initiation from 1-2-3. He thought that this might happen, and he was right. Monet doesn't have the Shadow Dance. He's actually getting run down.
Oh,
Double
no!
engine, one more hit. He gets up onto the high ground. He's still escaping. Triple kill for XM.
Blink and
They're
two.
looking for a little bit more. Blink, stomp, catches, double edge, kill, and that was just a chase too
what
far
a disaster
from RNG. 1-2-3 making the turnaround plays.
That was so throwy, actually.
Yeah.
Going in for that one. Diving under tower. The Centaur's still there. The tower's full.
I mean,
They don't have Slark ulti,
They felt confident because they got the Morphling on the back end there, but yikes.
which was such a big kill. If they just disengaged, I would have praised them. But, like, now Morphling is sitting in the same net worth as Queen of Pain. Man, just way too hopeful on killing Razor there. He's got 2,000 HP.
They didn't have either ult.
And we're starting to get back to the same game state we were in game 1, where this Razor, it's just his map. I mean, he has the early BKB already down, probably about halfway to his next item after that.
Check it out, though. Morphling is like sitting at pretty high HP unless he's close to his teammates. No stop.
Beautiful
nice counter
reaction.
initiation, but can they actually do anything about this Tide? He's low on mana. Also silenced up, pops everything to maybe use the Ravage, but it's not even going to be worth it. Afu is ward trapped. James wants to look for more. Man, CDEC are always so good at these bounty rune fights.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
They always play around these objectives. Well, with that, 2 more kills. They still really like having this Grimstroke against the Tide, and we can see exactly why.
Do you ever watch the NFL, Perch? Are you a football fan?
I did growing up, but
So
not anymore.
Okay, all right. I used to say that Roche fights were the special teams of Dota. That like Na'Vi was so good for so many years because they just had sets. They had plays that they ran around the Roche pit, and it feels like the better teams now, bounty rune fights are like that. That they have plays that they run around the bounty runes.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's something that happens commonly, but will make an impact on the game. I would say bounty runes are probably a better example because it's less of a special teams are still important, but it's not like you win the game off of that one play typically. Whereas that's what happens with Roche. So, but it's a great analogy. I like it. The more appropriate analogy has been implemented in the game by IceFrog. Thank you, IceFrog.
Oh yeah, IceFrog's got our backs.
Razor has finished his next item already. He's already got Atos. And by the way, he's 900 gold towards the item after that.
He's #1 on net worth.
Wow.
Well,
so do you like the Atos here?
So
I know
he's
gone Halberd in the previous game, but that
good against Quap.
Yep.
Very good against the squishy supports too. If you Atos those guys with BKB on, they're dead, 100%.
Well, we have a Sonic Wave that Setsu would love to use at the moment. Even
standing there with a GD rune.
Yeah, but back to farming for him, unfortunately. He is going for the Orchid next, so potentially they've got enough things to jump in and pop this Lincoln Sphere on the Morphling, but I really, really worry about these Morphling counters once he gets to the level 20 talent. At that point, he's just going to spend the rest of the game as either Razor or Centaur, and I don't know if they're going to kill him.
What is Centaur going? Is Centaur going Pipe, or is Centaur should build Lotus?
He has
or
Pipe
something?
already.
He has Pipe already.
Lotus. He knows exactly what he needs to do to back up his teammates.
Disgusting in this game.
James is in the tree line. Do they see anything here? Oh, it's very close.
Afu is actually pretty farmed considering.
That's true.
Arcane's Bracer 1.
Man.
Yeah.
Considering he's a 5.
He's got quite a bit more gold than the Grimstroke. All right, James sees 1. They don't know where everybody else is. They've got pretty good vision around the map considering that they are playing against the Slark, but what can they actually do? They suspect that there's a play being set up at bottom. It's not completely, though. RNG are still farming the rest of the map. It's just kind of these 2 heroes loosely pressuring. So we'll see if their bluff gets called. CDEC also seem happy to just kind of farm for a bit. Grimstroke's TPing in now. They see the Queen of Pain at middle, and that's going to give James the opportunity to just jump in. He gets the ward trap onto the Witch Doctor, and he looks for a little bit more, catching onto Flyby as well. 1-2-3 wants to catch him. 4-Staff, blink forward. XM now in from the sidelines, gets the static link out.
God. He
that
doesn't
was
even
so
look like
patient.
a Tide.
No, he doesn't.
No.
I love what James is doing with the ward trapping. It's been huge. Just it's the same thing with Lion. A Lion or Witch Doctor, if you run at those guys, they're having a big, really, really tough time.
They're never going to buy phase boots either.
Yeah.
So.
And stealing the Centaur from Royal in that sense really just makes the two heroes look kind of weak.
This to me is starting to look like it might be the hero of the best of 5 so far.
Yeah.
The
we were talking about the Witch Doctor, but it's becoming apparent just how much the Centaur made that
how much
work.
influence the Centaur is having as well. Yeah.
Yeah, between the laning combination and just enhancing the Witch Doctor's mobility in these fights, where that's usually his limitation.
This also, I think the Centaur to me is kind of the unanswered question as well of like what is the go-to Centaur counter. We've been asking the same thing about Morphling.
For a while we were saying Mars,
like
right?
Morphling and Ember and stuff like that. Yeah, Mars, the ulti versus ulti interaction is pretty nice for Mars, but I don't know. Mars just kind of falls off past a certain point as well. Centaur just feels like he does more damage. His catch is more often and more reliable.
That's true.
Oh, Afu. All right, set up this kill for Eve, and all of a sudden Morphling is up here among the top net worth. Slark needs to get this BKB, and they gotta go. Orchid plus BKB needs to be some kind of a timing for RNG. Convince me that this Slark is the Morphling counter.
Yeah, I don't see the picture getting any prettier for them without a couple of 1 fights is the thing. The CDEC just has the run on the map right now.
Centaur also has like as much farm as Morphling. Like, he is 5-1 and 3 in fairness, but
yeah, it's excellent. I mean, Slark hypothetically can get it done, but it is going to take the Orchid in addition.
I just feel like it takes the Orchid in addition, but then how long do you have after Quap finishes Orchid? Well, okay, she's got it, but how long do you have until Centaur's going to have that Lotus?
Yeah.
Which gives them that really important tool to deal with those disables.
Here comes the smoke. Shaman just hit 15-2.
Blink Ravage, BKB, and Orchid. RNG, if this isn't your timing, I don't know what is. They're heading forward. What do they see? Who are they going on? James is waiting to break the smoke. He's done it. He doesn't get the immediate blink out, actually. Setsu knew what was going on, but the Force Staff back from the Centaur. Nice team play from CDEC. They get James out of harm's way. He does represent a lot of damage and control for the upcoming fight. And both teams, I would say, like both position 4s, right, they're just going to be waiting with their blinks until they see the defensive tool down from the opposing carry. Like if James sees a window where Slark is outside of Dark Pact, he's just going to get him. Like,
it's a big Grimstroke dying.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. He's hexed as well. Okay.
It's so tough in those moments not to use Finger of Death. I'm like,
I want the stack. Wait, what are CDEC doing? All right, they just saw 2 heroes bottom. Do they know whether or not Quap TP'd? She did not TP. She can come back over here. Flyby is going to be the target. Can they actually get him down? He's trapped inside of the Master Forge. He does use the Ravage, but the Serpent Wards are going to finish him off. Lanham gets the stun out. The Stampede gets popped. Monet pops the BKB. He's trying to man-fight, but the Force Staff immediately breaking that, and he gets linked. Monet not going to have any cooldowns. They do get the Death Ward channel. Getting a little bit of damage onto the Morphling, but he is already fully strength morphed. Lanham's in the tree line. Little blink back, but Eve just morphs straight into the Lion. Gives him the stun.
That hero.
Yep.
I love the design, but man, it looks so broken in the hands of a skilled player.
That's like, oh, you're a hero with a stun that wants to blink? I have a free blink. Oh, no, Slark?
What?
Mistake.
Monet,
what are you doing here?
What a mistake. I can't believe you walked right into that.
Oh.
I mean, they just killed his friends. Maybe they thought they were. Maybe he thought that they ran into Roche Bitter. No, he's got a ward there though.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
that was game losing potentially. Morphling already level 18. Gonna go for the BKB next. XM showing no signs of really being counterpicked all that heavily this game. Queen of Pain. I think we are seeing why we do not see very much Queen of Pain in the meta. Just even with decent net worth, the impact doesn't feel like it's there, right? Like, there's not that much of a net worth discrepancy here among the top heroes. But what is the Queen of Pain actually doing in fights at this point?
And she has damage bursts that she can put in, but it's really difficult because the person they want to combo that with is Witch Doctor Maledict. But it's hard against the mobility that CDEC has.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to kind of work for her, but it's not going to for a while.
And say goodbye to any hopes of bursting the morph. This Aegis is going to get him all the way to the BKB probably. RNG, they had this timing that they were supposed to hit, and now they can't really do anything for another 5 minutes. And I think that 5 minutes is going to be enough for CDEC to build up an even bigger lead.
Yeah, it's just so tough when you have these two naturally tanky cores in the Razor and the Centaur that are both farmed. Who do you go on? Because the Morphling's so mobile and he's got the Lincolns.
It's always so interesting to me in these games when we see like the counter pick hero. Like it's like the sniper is the counter pick to the Medusa, and that works great. You know, these heroes that are just a little bit outside of the meta, people don't necessarily play them all the time. Sometimes it works amazingly. Sometimes it just. I guess there's nothing wrong with what the Queen of Pain has done so far this game, but she just doesn't look strong.
All counters in Dota are contextual. That's the thing.
That's true. For sure.
You know, and there are plenty of examples where counters are completely turned. The tables are completely turned via itemization as the game goes on.
100%. Well, time for Morphling to slap this tower. The Radiant are scanning. They know that they are. I mean, RNG. This is like I guess we have to defend. Normally, they would have the like the Slark or the Queen of Pain kind of split pushing the side lanes, but I think they're just afraid of the Rasta. So CDEC is still just kind of rolling. Now they've got that Lotus Orb up, so the Orchid not really feeling so scary.
Yeah, that's really true, actually.
BKB on Queen of Pain. Oh, what have they found? Oh, it's one more ward trap onto the Lion. 1, 2, 3 wants that kill.
He's tired of us talking about Lanham.
Yeah, he wants to get the conversation going back the other way. Well, they're on the high ground, taking the tier 3.
They're not even that far
Centaur's
ahead,
tanking it.
It feels like
RNG, what are they trying to do? They're looking for James, but he's got the blink away. They can't even really go for him. BKB forced from Monet. He knew that as soon as the Dark Pact wore out, there wasn't going to be any way for him to stick around. Afu's gone. Flyby can't even get to the fight to use the Ravage. He's been hit by the Phantom. He's going to force staff himself down onto the low ground, but can't crack and shell that off. Afu buys back into the game. They're going to try for one last fight, but Monet does not have the cooldowns. He's got no BKB. Dark Pact down. James going to be looking for him. His blink is on cooldown for the time being as the range Drax is already dead. Lanham sizing this up. Can they actually go in? Queen of Pain, 10-second BKB, but just doesn't really feel like she can leverage that for all that much. Meanwhile, we've got BKB already completed for the Morphling. Hasn't been delivered just yet, but he's still got the Aegis to keep him safe and sound. 1, 2, 3 goes in. Spots Afu. Knows that he just bought back a little bit earlier. The stun does not connect. This Morphling is now looking for the lockdown. Morphing into the Lion. Setsu BKBs, but it's just a defensive option to get him back to the fountain. And CDEC looking like they are going to be taking us to a Game 5 here in this China Qualifier Grand Final.
Oh, man. What an intense series so far.
It's
just been so many stomps.
None of the individual games are that close, but it's still a cool series. They jump in, they got the Ravage, but he's hiding in the Morphling form. Razor gets his BKB off, not taking a lot of damage, and now they've got the Soulbind, Monet, BKB, and the Shadow Dance. It's not enough to protect him. He gets stunned, and the GG gets called. Double edge on 2 heroes.
Morphling is still Morphling.
Yes,
and the Centaur and the ward traps, it just made those supports look really inadequate.
I mean, the games have just been emphatic.